Hello class, today I will be talking about the conventional signs and symbols which are there on the Survey of India topographical maps, and with the help of which we usually do the map reading or the interpretation of the topographical maps. Features which have to be repeatedly represented on maps are depicted by special signs and symbols. The signs bear some pictorial resemblance to the original feature and their meaning is quite clear. Some conventional signs need to be studied closely before they can be recognized. So we might be having certain symbols like they might be in the form of point, line or area, and which are being used to depict various physical and cultural features. There also can be certain alphabets which are being used, or certain figures or signs, or even just the colors. So all these things are there on a topographical map and we really need to know what they represent. The Survey of India or SOI have standardized a set of conventional signs and symbols to be used in a topographical maps. So let's say for example, if a small plus sign is there, then what does it indicate? Along with the plus sign, it also has certain colors attached to it. Like say for example, it is blue color plus sign, then it is being ascertained to a particular type of feature or a particular type of object on the ground. So what is that we will be saying? But basically we have to understand that such kind of signs and symbols are there which are present in the topographical maps, and we need to understand them for proper interpretation of the topo sheet. Now, before we go in for the actual signs and symbols, we should be well versed with the colors which are used on SOI topographical maps. So there are certain colors which are being used, like say for example, black color. So all the writings on the map except the grid numbers, that is the names abbreviations such as DB, RS, PO, etc. Then riverbanks, broken ground, dry streams, surveyed trees, heights and their numbering, railway lines, telephone and telegraph lines, lines of latitude and longitude, all the boundaries, any reading amplification such as an open scrub, metal road or under construction, meter gauge are given in black. The other color is brown. Brown color is usually used to represent the contour lines. Their numbering, form lines, sand features, barren rocky areas such as hills and dunes, these all are represented by color. Third color that we observe on a topographical map is blue. Blue color is used to show water features on or water bodies like rivers, lakes, ponds, tanks, wells, etc. Then we have the green color. Obviously, green color will be basically used to show the vegetation. So all the wooded and forested areas are shown as green wash, orchards, scattered trees and scrubs. These are all shown with green color. Whereas yellow color is basically used to depict the cultivated areas. So area under cultivation are shown with yellow color and it's just a yellow wash. This we will see actually on the topo sheet little later. Then the red color. Red color is being used for grid lines which are like east and north. Then their numbering, roads, cart track, footpath, path, settlements, huts and buildings. These all are shown in red color. We also have certain patches of white, and these are basically the uncultivated area, because we know that a yellow wash is going to represent the cultivated areas. So there might be a white wash also which will represent the uncultivated land. Now again, in the glaciated areas, in hilly area, very hilly area like mountainous area, especially the Himalayas in our case, these will be depicted in, if at all they are being depicted with white patches, then they might be the glaciated and snow covered areas in the mountains. So basically we use black color, brown, blue, green, yellow, red and white. These are the basic colors which are being used on topographical maps. So as I said, these are different colors which we will be using. So if you look at the topo sheet which is being shown on which is shown over here, So you can see different colors are being used on this topographical map. So if you look at the first color, that is yellow color. So you can see this is a yellow color patch. That is why we are not calling it as a patch, but a yellow wash is there. So this yellow color, it is basically representing the cultivable area. Then green color. This is entirely the green color. It is a forested area, or it might be a wooded area. Now again in forest, this might be the reserve forest or maybe protected forest. Then we have white patch. Now this white patch or white wash over here, as you can see, these are uncultivable areas. Then we have blue color. So all this blue color you can see over here, here. So these blue color depict the water bodies. Now the water bodies can be different. Now you'll ask me that if I look over here, this is also one of the water body, that is a small river is here, but it is not shown in blue color, then we can very safely assume that if it is not shown in blue color, but we can make out that this is a river, then this is a dry river bed. That means that this river is not perennial, it is seasonal river. But wherever you have blue color, it obviously means that those are major water bodies. Now the brown color. Brown color, as I told you, will suggest the contours or maybe certain letterings also. So if you can see over here, this particular line passing over here like this, and then you have this another line, you have to just follow the cursor. So these are the light brown color lines which are called as contours. What are contours? I'll explain to it in another session. Then black color, I told you that dry streams, all these black color lines, these are the streams, these are all what you can say seasonal streams or dry streams. And ponds also, certain ponds might be there, and like say for example here you can see, look at this particular location. So there, here we have a pond, a small water body, but again it is black, so it is a dry pond. And red, these are the red things you can see, these are basically the settlements. But apart from settlement, even the roads, you can see this is one of the major road, so even the roads are shown in red color. These are the different colors which are being used on topographical map, which we will be using for interpretation of the map. Now the conventional signs and symbols, these are the signs and symbols which are present on the topographical map. Now these are the conventional signs and symbols which I had asked you to draw in your journal, and we will be looking at few of them. But you can see that certain let's say for example settlement type or certain construction things can be observed over here, like the fort, the church, pagoda, a graveyard, chhatri, mosque, and so on and so forth. Now let's look at them one by one. Now there are certain lines which are there present on the topographical map, and these are black in color, and they are being given a particular symbol, maybe like this, that a broad dash and dot kind of line. So these are basically the political boundaries, like state boundary, then district boundary, tehsil or taluka boundary. So this itself tells us that there are certain boundaries which are there on the topographical map, and you can differentiate with the type of lines those are being used to represent. The modes of transport. We know that there are a number of modes of transport which are available, and on topographical map also they are being represented, like the roads and the railways. So a railway line will be represented in this particular manner. This is the broad gauge railway, and just to show you and understand the peak of a railway station over here. Now the metal road. Metal road, you can call them very safely as the tar road, which is like say constructed kind of road. And unmetal road, which is shown with this symbol, is basically a road which is not tar road. So there is no tar thing done over here, and you can sometimes people tend to call it as the kacha road and a pakka road also. Then you have what is called as cart track. Now what is the cart track? So a road which is again not a metal road or a tar road or a pakka road, it is still a kacha road, but it is not that big also, and a bullock cart can easily pass over it. So in the rural area we have such kind of roads, and those are also represented on the topographical map, and they are called as a cart track. Now a pack track. Now a pack track will be a relatively narrower road, again a kacha road which is not being constructed, but a road over which you can walk. Now people usually walk over these areas as the pack track, in the sense that those people who go for trekking and just for a trail or something like that, for them this particular kind of road is there. A little lesser broader than the pack track is the footpath. Now don't confuse this footpath with the footpath that we are having in the urbanized areas. Our footpaths, what we call is the very much constructed or paved surfaces. What you can see in this photographs are the footpaths. Very narrow uh, roads which are there. Again, these roads are not constructed, nobody has built them, but they are being uh, say generated due to the walking activity of human beings in this area. So just by walking and making it so much inhabited in that particular area, that the footpaths are generated. So they are relatively less wider than the pack track. So that is the footpath. So these are the different types of roads. Then the water bodies. When you're looking on the topographical map, there can be different kinds of water bodies. I told you if the stream is perennial in nature, it will have this blue color. If the river is dry, then it will be dry with sediment. Now again in this, there is this arrow is being shown over here. Usually only one directional. Now in this, one thing is missing, that the arrow should have been in this direction also. You could have seen that. But let's assume that there is no arrow, and then we can just see that it is a dry riverbed with sediments, because this dots given in black indicate that it is having lots of sediment. Now if the arrow is on only one direction, in one direction, that means that is the direction of flow of the water. Okay. Another thing you will observe is that such kind of thing, and arrow, but the arrow is shown in this direction as well as this direction, and this especially happens in the coastal area. It indicates that the water flow is in both the directions, in the upward direction as well as downward direction, and this will happen only in the case where the channel is being inundated by the tidal water. So whenever you have high tide, the water will influx in, and whenever there is a low tide, the water will fall down. So that is why you have the arrows in both the directions. So what we have to understand here is that if you have only the channel with these dots, black dots, then we know that it is a dry river with sediments. Whereas if you see that there is a channel, and then this kind of arrow with this kind of line with arrows at both the ends are shown, then that is a tidal river. Okay. Then next what we have is that a dry bed with a thin line which is blue. This means the channel is perennial, but it is having lots of sediments over here. So it is dry river with sediment, but a perennial channel is there. Okay. Now we have some more water bodies. Like say for example, I was talking about this sign in the beginning. That is a plus sign but blue in color. Then that will be spring. If you have this kind of stream, this already I have mentioned, then it is a dry seasonal stream. This kind of shape is there, a blue color, then it is lake, but it is perennial lake because you'll have water all through the year. Then again a shape, but again the blue color is not there, the dots are there. It means it might be a lake. It depends upon it where it is. It can be a tank or it can be a lake, but again it is a seasonal or a dry tank. Now next is the irrigation. Okay, so we have the dry, this basically the tanks are being shown with a square, a very small square, black color square, and if it is hollow, no color is there, that means it is dry tank, or maybe a natural natural tank, or this is actually the man-made. If it is a natural tank, then it will be irregular in shape, and if it is a man-made tank, then it will be naturally having a geometric shape. It is a square or a rectangle, very small square or rectangle. Now, apart from that, this tank, it is having these small lines on one edge. It shows that it is having embankment. Okay, certain embankment is being done, and because of, and a depression is there, because of which the area is holding the water in the wet season or monsoon season. Then the dams, you can look at this topographical area. You have this dam, and this is the wall. Here you will have a wall, or maybe this is the area. This might be a small embankment, but the wall of the dam. So that is also shown on the topographical map. Then the canals. Another irrigation mode that we are having is a canal, a straight line, and it will be written very clearly that it is a canal. So you don't mix it with the roads or any other feature, and in this manner it will be shown that this is a canal. Then we also have different kinds of whales. So if it is a whale which is perennial in nature, something like this, and it is lined, lined means there is a wall over here for this whale, then it will be shown in this particular way. Now you have this well, but you can see there is no constructed wall over here. So we call that kind of well as unlined wall, unlined well, but it is perennial in nature. So blue color will be there, but inside it will be hollow. Then the tube well. This is a tube well which you also refer to. Then you have the hand pump on the top of that. So this tube well will be represented by a triangle. Again, if it is blue in color, it is perennial. If it is just black outline with nothing filled inside, no color, that is white color is there inside, then it will be tube well, which is again highly seasonal in nature. So we might have certain like perennial lined well with brackish water. So let's say for example, you can see uh, this one here at this point exactly, that there is a blue circle, very small circle over here. So we know that it is a perennial lined well, but it is written in bracket brackish. So the water is not usable. It is highly brackish, so that we come to the settlements. Usually settlements are shown with small squares. If they are having red color over here inside, then these are permanent huts. If they are hollow inside, these are temporary or even abandoned hut. Now if it is a nucleated settlement, then you might have a big patch which is shown with a light pink color. If it is dispersed settlement, then you will have individual squares with red color filled in this particular manner. Now we have some other features like temple, tomb or chhatri, which will be represented with these different kind of diagrams. This will be very small and this will be represented on the. Apart from this, we have some public service places which we will see, like the post office. Near, because post office is again a constructed thing which is amidst the settlement, so a small square, and next to that you will see that PO is written, capital PO. PO stands for post office. Post and telegraph office, that is PTO. Dispensary, it will be written dispensary. PS for police station, and police chowki, it will again be written as it is. DB for Dak Bungalow, IB for Inspection Bungalow, Circuit House, and Rest. Then we have this vegetation. If individual single tree is to be shown, it will be shown with this symbol. Then if it is a dense, now whether it is a dense jungle, mixed jungle, open mixed jungle, it will be having a boundary. It will be having a boundary which is basically green in color, and in between that you will have the name being given. So you can make out that it is a dense jungle, or it is a fair dense mixed jungle, or it is a open mixed jungle. And if at all it is open scrub, then it will be written open scrub over there. There will be no green patch given over there. Apart from this, we have certain miscellaneous man-made features also, which are being shown on the topographical map. Now let's say for example telephone line. Telephone line will be shown with this kind of line, a larger dot followed by a smaller dot and again a larger dot and so on. But basically it is very much self-explanatory because near the line it is literally written that it is telephone line. Okay, so you can make it out. Now the causeway. Now what are the causeways? It is a very small bridge which is built to maintain level of the road. So you might have a causeway over here in this manner, and it is being shown in this manner. So you can see over here that it is a very small bridge over here. So this bridge, and there is a depression over here, which over this depression this bridge is being built over there. Now fire line again we won't have everywhere, we will have only where we have the forested areas and which are prone to fire, like forest fires. So what fire line is also uh, drawn on the topographical map, and it is a clearing made to prevent forest fires from spreading. So suppose these are the forested area, then this gap is purposely maintained so that if this side is under fire, the fire will stop at this end and it will further not spread in this particular direction. Then the brick kiln or the lime kiln. So these are the kilns which are there where the lime is manufactured, or even you will have the bricks which are being manufactured, or you might have the stone quarries which are there. All these things will be represented with this stone quarry is there, it will be written stone quarry. But how to differentiate between lime kiln, some this is the lime kiln, and a brick kiln, then the symbols are same, but it will be written over there that it is lime kiln or it is a brick. Okay. Then sand dunes. Sand dunes are shown with brown dots. Okay, brown dots, and it will be shown suddenly. This is all a deserted area with lots of sand, and the little shape which is having a curve over here, giving us a representation of a small mound or a hill of sand, and that is how it will be shown on the topographical map. Now depression. Suddenly what happens, a particular area is leveled and in between only you might have a depression. So that depression is being shown in this particular manner, and in the center it will be written DEP. DEP stands for depression. That is the low land below the general level of land. Now broken ground. What is broken ground basically we'll see first. So this is something what we call as the broken ground, which is feature formed along the river bank as a result of soil erosion due to alternating dry and wet seasons. So this is on the banks of the river actually. Soil erosion takes place and the lot of ground has been removed from there, and that is why we call as the broken ground. It will be like this actually in the field, whereas on the topographical map it will be shown in this particular manner. Many times again here it is written broken ground also. Then what we have is the rock outcrop. Now rock outcrop means what? You can see over here in the photograph, lot of rocks are being protruding out. So the rocks which are protruding out of the land surface are referred to as the rock outcrop. These are basically formed due to the different weathering processes. Then we have something called as sheet rock. Now what is sheet rock? It is the outcrop of sedimentary rock. Basically sheet rock is the rock which suddenly you find or observe in the area in the forms of sheets. So these are the outcrop of sedimentary rock which are present, and they will be, again it will be simply written as outcrop, rock outcrop or sheet rock, or even stony waste or gravel waste. There will be for stony waste, yes, there is a symbol, but for others there is not much of the symbol is given over there, only the names, but we have to understand what does it mean. So stony waste means where lots of gravel is present or lots of boulders are present, and due to high weathering nature of the rock, and those are referred to as the stony waste. Now we have in certain places especially in the hilly region, we have the mountain pass. So we have this mountain which are where the road is being cut through them. So it is a pass. Okay, so that is being shown in this particular manner, road cutting. So we have this hilly terrain on both the side, and from the center we have cut the road. Then milestone or a distance stone. So when you are traveling on the road, you might find that a particular name is given, or number is given. So like say for example, a number is given like say 289. So it will help traveler, sorry, not 289, it should be 18, that is given in red color over here. It will help traveler to know how far they are from a place. Now you might ask me, what is this 289, which we will see little later on. It might be a benchmark. But what we are trying to look at right now is the distance stone or a milestone. So along the road, when you must be traveling, whenever you are traveling, you must be looking out. You want to reach a destination. Let's say, for example, from Pune to Mumbai, you are traveling, and you just pop out of your head of the car to find out, like uh, how many kilometers are still remaining, and you find a distance stone on the road. So those distance stones are also sometime marks on the topographical map. I'll very quickly go through this certain important definitions, like what is a rock outcrop. I already explained this to you. It is an exposed part of rock and where cultivation is of course not possible because soil is not favorable for cultivation. Now a sheet rock. It is a mass or slab of rock, a portion of which is exposed above the surface, and it is shown in white. It is also printed over there, like it is written, it is a sheet rock, like that. Stony West, the land which is mostly covered with rock boulders and stones and where cultivation is not possible. It is also shown with white patch, but again many times it is written over there that it is Stony West. Sand dunes are basically shown with brown color on the map, and these are the wind deposition in the desert area. I'll be skipping this slide for time being, but I'll keep it over here for your reference. We will come back to this slide as and when we will start with the actual interpretation of graphical maps. So slides will be again referred to